So welcome to, what is this? A little video guide starting at the car park and then leading you into the new course for Great Notley 2024 to 2025. So this is where I videoed this on a bike. Oh look, there's wifey Paula with two marshal buddies. So yes, you park at the car park on site ideally. There are other car parks available. We'd always recommend you park on site. Don't want to upset the local village. So when you arrive, first thing you'll see is the centre. This is the gathering spot and a little local cafe where you can grab yourself a coffee. Up the steps. This is where we discover that Len's not attached the phone properly. Whoops. Yeah. Okay. Let's get that over and done with. Up the steps, where you'll see the core team and volunteers all starting to gather up here. Through the winter, it can be pretty bleak, so nice huddle spot. You're more than welcome to leave your jackets and stuff up here at your own risk. All being well, the cafe may be open. If it's not open for toilets, there's the doors round the back of the centre to the right of the steps. So there you go, good view of the park over there in the distance. So this is where the main run brief will be, and also the first time runners brief. So listen out for the instructions from the volunteer coordinator and the run director. But once the main brief, probably about 5 to 9, you'll get a shout out to go down to the start. The start visible from that veranda up there. Walk sensibly down here. There'll be a couple of hundred of you down to the start, and this is the back of the start here, just on the other side of the bridge. There's a really cute little dog here. Look, how tiny is that dog? So you'll all be lined up along here. So for the park walkers and the walkers at the back, if you're faster, up towards here where this big oak bench is on the left hand side. So if you're fast, start at the front and try and arrange yourselves in some sort of meaningful order along that path. You'll get a 3, 2, 1 go, last minute brief, and then off you go. So this new course has been designed to try and avoid some of the more challenging, squelchy sections of the course, of the park. So try and pay attention. Throughout the winter, there'll be lots of standing water along here as well. It's not too deep. As you can see, when it's dry here, it will be relatively shallow. If the puddles do span the whole path, it's actually shallowest in the middle. There'll be a marshal and an arrow here at the start of what we call our play trail. And there'll be a nice little reminder sign up here to say, look, this is a keep left course. So please keep left. Members of the public permitting. This is recorded on a very busy Sunday, so you might not get as many people as you'll see on this video. Right, I'm going to speed this bit up. So there you go. I didn't really cycle at this speed along here. That would be reckless. So yeah, just a lot of emphasis. Keep left, keep left, keep left. No matter what speed you're doing, keep left. Overtake on the right. This is our sandy section. Can get quite interesting during the winter. So please run along the sand. Don't run along the grassy sections either side. We're trying to avoid making the place boggy. Okay, you're coming up to the end of the play trail. You're turning left. If you look really carefully, there's a little black post there with a green arrow on it. This is a permanently marked out signed course, but there will be extra arrows to support the winter course. You're turning right over the double back bridge. There'll be another marshal here, all being well. And we're going to cut this bit out. This is where the phone fell off the bike again. So that's the last time the phone drops off the bike. But you're turning right over the double back bridge. And for those that know the regular course, you would be turning left across what we affectionately call the boggy transition. You do not do that on the winter course. Please do not turn left. There should be some cones there to remind you. And another one of those little black posts with a little green arrow on it. Look out for those. You are going straight on. And as demonstrated, this path starts to slowly disappear. It's winter, it's autumn. You'll see leaves There's another little post in the trees there. So this can be a little bit squelchy underfoot about there. And as you get round this corner, get all your overtaking done over here. Again, you're overtaking on the right hand side. This path does get quite narrow as you turn this left hand bend here. So I would avoid doing any overtaking on this corner, especially as if you've got members of the public like that. But just as you get round here, if you see what I mean, when you get round onto here, this is the bottom path. This path gets a little bit narrow here, widens up quite well once you get past the mother and her daughter there. So it blends with this joining path on the left hand side. So this is quite nice and wide. Again, can be quite soft underfoot. Now we're coming up to a bit where both on the old winter course and our primary summer course, you would just follow this path round on the lakes, with the lakes on the left hand side. Dramatic changes on our new winter course, because you'll be turning right and there'll be a new marshal position up here on the right. So and as always, you know, the critical part of the video that I wanted to record, there's a family here that were just hanging out on the corner. You know, so all interesting stuff. So we're turning right here. Okay, please don't go straight on. There'll be cones and a marshal there directing you. There will not be any marshals on this bit, which we affectionately call the Tesco loop. We call this the Tesco loop because it leads to a crossing that will take you to Tesco's across the A131. So there'll be signs and cones to direct you left. So when in doubt, you're turning left all the while on this little section here. This is pretty well surfaced, so you won't see much in the way of mud, but it's a trail event, so you never know what you'll see. So here there'll be a left arrow and some ground cones. Please turn left, do not leave the park, and you're following this path around. So again, quite a nice surface path. It's not too narrow. And also don't forget, we do occasionally get horses on the course. So one of the reasons that this sort of loopy section actually exists is to help the horses do a big turn at the end of the bridleway. So again, another junction here, you're turning left here. If you look straight on, there's actually the path disappears into sort of mud. So here you're following this round on the left hand side, and this section here is where we rejoin the rest of the park here, the path that goes around the edge of the lake. And for those that are familiar with our both the old winter route and our regular summer route, this is part of the course you should already be familiar with. This leads up to the leaving the lakes marshal. So you're turning right here. Don't go straight on. If you go straight on, you're just doing laps of the lake forever. Typically you'd have Tony there. Right, let's speed this bit up. So here we go, whizzing along, and you'll see the big yellow frog, or maybe not, on the right hand side there. Right, as we're coming up to this bit here, if you're familiar with our regular course, you are not turning left here. There should be some ground cones here. You're not turning left and going off across the central field. This course is entirely on paths, unless there's people blocking the path like me, and I have to go on the grass. So yes, you're running straight along here. This takes us through an area we affectionately call the Enchanted Wood. Nice little note on some of these bridges. These can be slippery, so please mind your footing. So some of them have some chicken wire to try and improve the grip on them. So this path can get a little bit narrow through the woods. There may be a little arrow. It does look like you're going into darkness here, but you are bearing left as you enter the Enchanted Woods here. Again, you know, some trip hazards around here, as are with the rest of the course. Watch out for tree roots, rocks, holes. Most of the course is pretty good, but just mind your footing as you're going around here. And then as you're coming around here, this is the end of the sort of the nice traily bits, and we enter an area called the service road. You're turning left here. There should be some ground cones here, probably some large pink ones. You can take a racing line around here on the service road. Bear in mind that you do have members of the public that will be crossing the path here. There won't be an ice cream van there. That typically turns up later. So you're turning left, being mindful of members of the public crossing. And this is the rear of the Discovery Centre here. And as we come up, you'll see, all being well, some yellow ground cones guiding you into the finish funnel. So because this is still the first lap, you're not turning into the finish funnel. You're going to be continuing on. So here there'll be a left-hand arrow and a marshal here. And some what appear to be red setters. Confused red setters. Right, so here we go. This is the sort of the picnic triangle on the left-hand side where you did the start and the giant seesaw. I strongly recommend you have a play on that. It's a lot of fun. So as you come around here on the right-hand side, here we go. This is the start, coming up to the start of the play trail again. There'll be a big yellow arrow and a marshal at the end here. You're following the course round exactly as you did before. So what we'll do, we'll speed this up again. Here we go. So whiz through the play trail. It's a lot nicer surface for those that are familiar with our old winter course. This is one of the main reasons we've changed this course, to try and avoid that. And for those that are familiar with our old winter course, we have big lap, little lap, right? So here, everybody turns right, both first lap and the second lap. There is no running straight on to do the short lap, so please don't do that. To keep things a lot simpler, both laps are mostly equal. So here we go. Well, let me take this opportunity to give a shout out to the volunteers. This course, like any other course, requires marshals. So if you can help out, especially if you're interested in helping out in any of these new marshal positions, great time to step forward and help out, especially as we switch courses. So don't forget, again, new winter course, you're turning right here, you're not going straight on. There'll be a marshal and cones. And as always, you know, if you want to help out as a marshal, as we switch courses, we do need a few extra marshals to remind people the difference between our summer course and our winter course. So this is still the Tesco loop section. It's worth noting that there's quite a few people that park at the Tesco and come in to walk their dogs. So you might get some people-y traffic coming in here. As demonstrated, we've got a lady walking a dog who is not listening. You know, but why should she? She's not going to be expecting people. So she was taken by surprise. As I need to turn left here, she decides to stop right there. So does the dog, right on the corner. Excuse me, can I get past? So yeah, so watch out for members of the public. They don't know about us running and walking on the left. So give them a good shout out, you know, and say, excuse me, coming through. Please be as nice as you possibly can to other local park users. We have to share the park with them as well. So this is coming back to the lake section here now, to the bit that we're more familiar with. Turn left here, and then you've join up with the rest of the lake. So it's a part of the park that we wouldn't normally use. So we'll see how we settle in with the new course. It's an interesting lady with like a cloak, long coat type thing arrangement. Anyway, so back onto the main course. So let me speed this bit up. Here we go, whiz through this bit here. So again, another reminder, please keep left at all time, both first lap and second lap. We've also got Chris, who's Parkinson's park runner regular. He'll be wearing orange high-vis and he'll have a guide runner. Please overtake him nice and wide on the right-hand side. Not everybody, including members of the public, like these people here, sort of keep left or keep wide. You just have to try and make do, try and accommodate them. If you have got blockages or people with prams, then please be respectful. Give them lots of space. It's their park as well as our park. We've got no rights over other park users. So here we go. So that's where you would normally on our old winter course go straight on to the finish. The finish funnel for us will be round the corner. And again, look, as demonstrated, these are all actors, by the way, just to show you how crowded the park can get. So again, keeping wide. So here, if you're doing a second lap, you need to be keeping right? If you're finishing, you should be keeping left. there should be some yellow cones on the left out now down here, and then about here you'll be going through the finish funnel. So as you cross the finish line, you would have been timed. At the end of the finish funnel, you'll be given a finish token, and now you need to go and get scanned. So there'll be signs and signage to show you the best way to go get to back to the scanners under the veranda where you've left your jackets and hats and whatnot. So take a steady walk back to the veranda. This is coming to the end of the video now, so I hope you found this useful as an explanation of what the new winter course looks like. If you're new to parkrun, getting scanned and returning the token is a very important part. We use these tokens every week. The cafe, if it's open, great for a cup of tea or a coffee. But if it's not open and you fancy something more of a substantial breakfast, the Plaza Cafe opposite Tesco at the south of the park. So go find it. This is where you'd get scanned, and that's the end of the video. I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much. See you in the park.